Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind Fantasy Official live stream. Sniping value with Matt. No value gets left behind in this live stream. So we are going to be focusing on all value across the entire industry, whether it be prize picks, underdog, parlay play, boom fantasy, flip, hot streak, does not matter. We are not attaching ourselves to one single app. As you guys know, as sharp sports bettors, you should always be line shopping. And that means going through all of these fantasy apps, identifying that value. All these sports books, all these DFS apps, they set their lines independently. Our job is to identify the softest lines by comparing directly to the market. Full transparency, I have not been live in the past couple days. My 8-month-old son got surgery yesterday. Thoughts and prayers are appreciated. He is doing fine. He is recovering. But guys, I do not sleep anymore. Me and Alex both, apparently. He didn't get to sleep last night. Yeah, I don't sleep. Wife has been taking care of him for 90% of the time, and I still am sleep deprived. So, another point is that I have not been making any bets like the past couple days as well because of my attention to my son. So let's go ahead and just dive right into it. I have no bets. Like, I have not been paying attention to what's been going on, what lines have been moving. I know that Flip is apparently going off right now. There's so many value plays to take advantage of there. But let's go ahead and start here with everybody's favorite app, and that is Prizepicks. See if there's anything. I did post a correlation. Let's actually go right there first. Correlation. I talk about all the time. If you guys haven't signed up, one of the best edges in all of fantasy sports right now, next to line comparing. When you correlate plays together in the same slip, the payouts never change, of course, with some exceptions. Like Parlay Play, you can only put 2 and 2 together now per team. Prize picks, you can't do all unders because they'll nerf your payout. They'll alter the payout. It then becomes dynamic. But right now, a majority of these fantasy apps do not alter their payouts regardless of the combination of players that you enter in those slips. That is the edge. FanDuel, you think about it, single game parlays, right? They adjust their payouts because plays are positively correlated together. For instance, if Trevor Lawrence plays tonight, Trevor Lawrence is positively correlated over passing yards with Derek Carr over passing yards, and then obviously also positively correlated with receiving yards for both those quarterbacks' favorite wide receivers. Why is that? Because two independent variables within the same contest. Obviously, the production of Trevor Lawrence doing well is going to impact directly his number 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5 wide receivers, right? Like, obviously, if Trevor Lawrence goes out and throws for more yards, then Christian Kirk is likely to go over his receiving yards total. More likely, anyway, right? The traditional sportsbooks know this. Well, everybody knows this, but the fantasy apps don't alter their payouts. FanDuel, DraftKings, Barstool, you go down the list of all these sportsbooks, and they all have dynamic payouts. They all alter their payouts, right? So that's the edge in fantasy sports. This correlation tool shows you the best bang for your buck correlated values type of combinations. I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys. Yeah, so this was the slip I showed off in my video. If you guys want to take it, pretty straightforward. Derek Carr over passing plus rushing yards, positively correlated with Taysom Hill over passing yards, which is also positively correlated with Cook, and Headley under punts. I don't know why people hate on the punts prop. It's literally free money. It's not free, but it's even more positively correlated than some of these other stat categories. Calvin Ridley, obviously. Oh, that one's a new one. So Calvin Ridley made it into the slip. I did have Christian Kirk. They're both very good wide receivers for the Jags. Obviously positively correlated with the over Chris Olave. So this is the most positively correlated slip right now. As you can see, it has a very profitable margin, high correlation score. I would be entering this. The only reason why we don't have the opposing quarterback is because Trevor Lawrence is questionable, right? Trevor Lawrence is questionable. We don't know. Obviously, we can't put a prop into the slip without it actually being on the board. So also breaking news today, sometime later this afternoon, we will be officially releasing, this is actually breaking news, I'm not just saying that, CSGO correlation to the correlation tool, CSGO and CSGO 2. We also just finalized all the correlation metrics for NBA before NBA season, so that is to be released on day 1. So NBA coming to the correlation tool for certain. CSGO, CS2 coming to the correlation tool today, or again, barring any setbacks today or tomorrow for certain. So again, now is the best time to jump on the correlation tool. Define the term expensive. You know, this is an investment. because we do know that this is a premier price. This is a premium price here for this product. But if you were to bet since August 18th all the way today, every single slip, the first slip recommended off each one of these DFS apps per game, you would be up 281 units. For anybody who doesn't know what a unit is, it varies on sports bettors. So let's say it's a $100 sports bettor. Unit size on these fantasy apps, you'd be up over $28,000. All right, so it obviously works. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, you guys are probably sick and tired of me talking about correlation. Let's go ahead and dive into some value here. We have a couple plays. Let's go ahead and talk about this Alontae Taylor under tackles plus assists. This looks to be good. I only see 4 green plays on the optimizer. What I look for on the optimizer is green because we color code this to make it very easy to understand and interpret. Green means good, right? Each one of these slips have built-in player prop odds. American odds, right? So a 6-man flex slip on Prizepicks will never alter the payouts. It'll always pay 25x for 6 out of 6, 2x for 5 out of 6, and then 0.4x for 4 out of 6. Same thing is to be said for 5-pick flexes. Never alter the payouts, but when you break down the average percent odds to hit per leg in order to break even in the long run, they have some built-in American odds. The best bang for your buck slips, therefore, are your 5 flex and your 6 flex slip. Period. That's it. That's all you need to know. So if there are 6 plays on the board, if there are 4 plays, 5 plays, you throw them into a 5 flex slip. Okay? Generally speaking, there are your rare occasions where there's clearly a mispriced prop. You need to run to Parlay Play to Prizepicks. Get that into your slip because it's going to be removed from the board. I do try to get those picks as quickly as possible. Therefore, a 2-man power is in okay, right? Because then you can turn around and then cancel that slip if you're able to turn around and then build out like a 5 flex, 6 flex slip. Me and TJ have talked about the strategy many times, but that's only if there's an error. And then again, you run the risk of that error then being removed or voided from Prizepicks. So this one is a very straightforward prop, right? We have the entire market setting this at 3.5. Yes, there's slight juice on the over, which means they are penalizing you for hitting the over at 3.5. But this is a full tackle plus assist higher on Prizepicks. That's going to move the needle. You're basically banking on this landing on 4 or going under 4, right? If it lands on 4, you don't lose money. So you don't lose. You don't win, but you're not losing money. So therefore, I consider pushes a win. You know, I get a lot of differing opinions on that. But for the majority of the public, like a push is a win, right? You're only going down in terms of the payouts structure. You're not losing money. So I'm completely fine with taking push props. Alvin Kamara, Evan Ingram, over pass rushing plus receiving touchdowns. This is negatively correlated slightly with the tackle plus assist line. I don't know how I feel about putting that in. This one's completely unrelated. Yeah, there's not too much value here, but I think they're all even props. So let's go ahead and switch over here to the middling tool to see if there's more. Usually I don't like to force value. I usually just click off MLB and might as well click off NHL at this point, maybe even UFC, because they usually never have any really good middling opportunities. This one actually looks pretty good on Hot Streak. So as you can see here, the entire market setting is a 4.5. Hot Streak clearly off 5.5. Yes, there's decent amount of juice on the under, but you're getting this full you're getting this full reception line, 1 reception off. Like how many times will that move the needle, right? You could literally take this over 4.5 on Prizepicks, take this under on Hot Streak, it land on 5, and then you win on both apps. Imagine like thinking about this like an assist line in NBA. Like how many times do you see discrepancies like this? Rarely, right? So rarely do we see a discrepancy like this. This should get bumped to 4.5. It should even out here in the market. So Hot Streak, I would take advantage of that right now. The only reason I wouldn't take this on Prizepicks, you technically can, but the only reason I wouldn't take this on Prizepicks is because the majority of the market agrees with 4.5. So the more off projection here is going to be on Hot Streak. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sift through this. This looks to be a good line again on Hot Streak. Hot Streak is a hard one to talk about in these live streams because they get bumped immediately. Here's a good play. Mickey, I don't know his name. Whatever his name may be. Mickey, we're going to go ahead and throw him in here. Because that's a clear discrepancy. Oh, that's on Dota. He doesn't play NFL, right? Mickey under 16 Dota kills, whatever that means. Glorious part about this is you don't need to know the sport in order to bet on it. You just need to identify discrepancies within the market. I would directly middle this on Underdog and Prizepicks. We'll check out Underdog after this. No, we have K1 over Dota kills. We have some value here. I like that. Are they playing against each other? That would be pretty cool, because that would be positive correlation. We'll talk about that if we do find the positively correlated play. Somas. I mean, take the value where you can, I guess, right? Oh, was this an under? Yeah. Okay, so we can talk about positive correlation here. We'll throw in one more play here from the Prizepicks Optimizer that we skipped over. Amari Cooper and Jonathan Taylor over 0.5 touchdowns. Yeah, we found the slip. There's some good value here, assuming that we can middle these. And we will. Cooper. All right. So go ahead and get this slip in. I'll talk about the positive correlation after you guys get it in. But this is a clear edge on Prizepicks. And you guys might ask, I get this every single live stream, why I do not put it in on the screen. It's because usually they have my account flagged here, more so on Underdog. But the second I put this in, usually plays get bumped. And it's frustrating for the viewers, right? Like, nobody wants to see plays that obviously have an edge get bumped right in front of their very eyes, and then you guys can't take advantage of it. So what's the point? I give you guys a second or two, more than enough time, I think, to get these plays in. And then I come around here, and I take the plays to ensure that you guys can get them. And I always get called sketchy for it. And I literally show you guys that I take them. Why would I not take these? They're very good plays, you know? Under, over, under, over. All right. So now we can talk about why this is a good play. And I was able to submit it. So yeah, you guys were able to too as well. So K1 is playing AR, okay? And Dota is very much the same as League of Legends in the sense of if one team is doing well, the other team is not doing well, they are less likely to get kills. The team that is doing well is more likely to get more kills, right? So it's like a snowball effect. They have all these upgrades, they get dragons, whatever, right? These power-ups, these objectives that they're getting increase the overall probability that the same players on those teams, the players on your same team, are able to get more kills. And vice versa can be said for the opposing team, right? So if Team A is doing well, then Team B is not doing well. Team B is going to suffer in terms of the overall kill amount. Okay, so that's the way it works. Overkills for Team A are positively with underkills with Team B. So as you can see here, Nouns is playing AR, therefore there's positive core, and it's actually very much positively core. Like, these are so strong. Now, I'm not saying that K1's going to hit the over and Somas is going to hit the under. I'm saying that because these are positively correlated, and let's say that Nouns go out and overperform, then Somas has a greater chance to go under his map 1 to 2 kills. K1 has a greater chance to go over. Hopefully that makes sense. So those are positively correlated, and Prizepicks allows you to put those players into a slip together. I believe you can put up to 2 and 2 on Prizepicks. On other DFS apps, you cannot do that. They have already nerfed the correlation for esports. And yeah, there's not too much more here. There's a couple more plays here with Dota. Ooh. Did I miss something here? Oh, I could have taken him too. So yeah, let's actually do that. I never recommend double dipping here. So let's change up the slip a little bit. Let's put in Alvin Kamara. Let's do this real quick. And Ingram over for some tonight action. You guys will like this. And then get rid of Mickey here and put in the over of Gunner. Yeah, Gunner's a good guy. Gunner's going to go over for sure. Never been more confident in my life. Gunner is also positive for all the reasons I just talked about. This is what happens when I talk too much. So now this is even more positive correlation. I believe you're still allowed to do this. Let's go ahead. I'm going to double dip here with a couple of these props, just because the correlation presents itself here in this matchup. Like, why wouldn't I? And based on the kill numbers, it does look like Nouns is the underdog in this contest. It doesn't matter. The sportsbooks know this. They adjust their lines based on that info. All we're asking here is maybe for the Nouns to steal one of the two matchups because it's a best of 3, right? So they're playing at least two maps here. All they have to do is overperform. They don't have to win both maps. They just have to overperform. If they win both maps, that's even better, but you guys get the point. Just based on their kill numbers, I can guarantee you that Nouns are the underdog in this contest. Again, that means nothing because the player projection is everything that we're betting on. We're not betting on who's going to win or lose. We're betting on who's going to do well within that matchup. So I've talked about that point many, many times before, but over. So we got 4 overs and an under, right? Over, under, over. This is even more correlated than our last slip. I really like that one. Don't tell me there was another play like right below this that was... Nah, the rest of them aren't that great. You can technically reach down here if you find some more positively correlated plays. And again, depending on the sport and how positively correlated it is, it will bring up those organic odds to hit. Any way you can re-show that slip? Which slip? This one? Gunner wasn't over, right? Yeah. So now let's turn around and middle these on underdog, assuming that they're still up there. So I don't even need to switch over to the middling tool to realize that these have a mathematical edge here. Let's do Mickey. Wait, sorry, not Mickey. Sorry, don't do that. Somness under. All right, well, I'll switch over to the underdog optimizer to show you guys. So we took the opposite on Prizepicks. We're not taking Somas over 17.5 because it's a slightly less projection. And then we're taking the unders on these two, Gunner and K1, because the projections, I don't think you're allowed to do that, actually. I think it's just one player. Ooh. So it's over. Yep. Because it's the more aggressive line on Prizepicks. And then under, because it's the more aggressive line on underdog. And I believe you can only put these two together. I don't think you can include the third. So I'm just going to prove it to you guys. So this is how I would do it if they allowed it. Yeah, locked picks has to be resolved. So that's what sucks about underdog. For 3-man non-insured, you're looking for 55% plus. Again, I get that both of these are below that cusp. Well, yeah, they're both slightly below that, but the positive correlation brings them up enough, and I can guarantee you guys that it does. All right, so just because I've done this many, many times. And then we'll find one off play here. Hopefully we can find one on the optimizer itself. Alvarez under. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that for fantasy score. Alvarez. Yeah, that's a great slip. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in. I'm going to talk to you guys about my mindset here with this slip. After I can get it in. I almost had a heart attack. I thought it said my max was $25 on this slip. All right, it hasn't gotten bumped yet. That's amazing. So again, we middled these. We're not saying that this slip is going to middle, but now we're playing to that maybe off chance that it does middle. Imagine Somnus lands on 18 or 19 on his projection score, right? You're going to win both legs on underdog and prize picks. Same thing with K1. I believe he was 11.5 on prize pick or 9.5 on prize picks. Yeah, 9.5 on prize picks. So imagine he lands on 10, right? You win both those legs. Now, I'm not saying that they're both in the middle. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you're playing to that off chance that he does. And there's over a 5% chance that these two players are going to land in the middle, which is going to keep you profitable in the long run. Okay? So the math adds up here. Middling is the best strategy. And not only that, I'm correlating these plays. So if these players don't middle, they're more likely to land on one side or the other. Someone is either going to go higher and then K1's going to go under, or vice versa. They're more likely to, right? So we're just playing the percent odds to hit here. We're playing the correlation. We're playing the middling opportunity. We're playing all that. All this goes into the strategy. If you do this in the long term, you're going to make money. And I'm not playing to predict the future. I'm not doing that. I'm playing the simple discrepancies that these sharp sports books, these sharp fantasy apps are setting to these projections on these players, because they know better than I do. They know better than 99% of sports bettors. I'm not saying that I know Dota. I'm not saying that I'm better than any of these people who research all these players. I'm saying, hey, we've got two projection sources that obviously do this and make money off their sports bettors. So why would I trust anybody else's knowledge than these guys? And if there's discrepancies, then, well, that's the opportunity. Hopefully that makes sense. So, yeah, usually there's more. I think this morning we had like a 60%er here on underdog, but there's not too much here. We can try the middle again. Like I always say, we never force value, right? You never do. Let's see what we're looking at here. Derek Carr. Oh. What I like to do here is when there's a clear discrepancy, it's obvious that Carr disagrees with these two apps. 3 apps, I mean. I like to make sure that this isn't a sportsbook market. Carr overpassed Simpson. It is. So it's at the 31.5 on Pinnacle with juice on the overshare. And then we have FanDuel. We have DraftKings. They're all even lines, it looks like. So it's kind of sporadic. It looks like the most off book is going to be Jock Market here. So whether it's mathematically profitable or not, that looks to be the app where it's the most off, right? Not underdog. So that's why I would double check here. I always check more data points if that is the case. And that is the case. Olave, no. Christian Kirk, no. Evan Ingram, no. Mahomes, no. Kamara, we already looked at this one on Hot Streak. Yeah, so there's not too much on underdog either. Let's check out one of our favorite apps to check out. That is Parlay Play. By the way, if you haven't used code DGF for 100% match up to $100 in any one of these apps, be sure to do so now. Wow, that's a good one. Baker Mayfield's projections are looking to come out here on FanDuel, 10 yards off of Parlay Play. And then Barstool also has them up. Yeah, sure, it's the same projection. This is a good talking point. But heavy juice, minus 150 on the under. So the market is favoring the under here pretty convincingly on 228.5, which is why we recommend the under here on Baker Mayfield for Parlay. And we also see Parlay Play over. They're kind of over aggressive with their projections usually for these markets. These major sports markets, and it makes sense because the majority of people are always going to take overs just because casual sports bettors tend to do that more often than not. So let's see if we can find some plays here. Yeah, I think we have a slip. I think we've gotten really close to a lot of slips on Parlay Play. Alontae Taylor, we can take the over here. If we took the under on Prizepicks, imagine that player lands on 4. You technically don't lose on either app. You win on Parlay Play too. So let's do that. Let's get Mayfield. Take advantage of the under here. Taylor, obviously not correlated whatsoever with Baker Mayfield. So these two, completely independent. Trey Turner under 11.5. I can already hear the people hating on me for this one. They did it again. They literally did it again. They gave me a promo entry the second I go live. I swear that wasn't up there before. I think Parlay Play hates me. Like, wait. You got to use your $10. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. I'll just enter the top 2, whatever. It's just promo money. I know it's not smart. I know it's not logical, but the content matters more than anything, right? I want to get this slip in. I swear they hate me. And it's like an annoying amount, $10 too. So it's like, okay, cool. All right, that's gone. Refresh. It's gone. Get it out. Mayfield under. Taylor over. We have Trey Turner under. Christian Walker over 8 fantasy score like that. I love fantasy scores, man. I really do. I really think that there's such an edge with these things. If you just look at the market, this guy, not even trying to pronounce his name, under assists, huh? Oh, these two are positively correlated too. That just fell into our laps. These two unders for NHL, we can talk about this at some point in the future, but these, you guys got a big trust me here. They're both highly correlated. Highly correlated. And then under 1.5 points. All right, that's the slip. That's the slip. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to get this in. I'm going to scramble to get this in on Parlay Play. Turner. Walker. Two guys from the same team. And 6-man non-insureds are optimal here. You technically can play 6-man insureds. Yeah, with the correlation, that's pretty safe to say there. But yeah, 6-man non-insureds are your most optimal slip type per the payout change here on Parlay Play recently. All right. Wow, not too many people talking. They're asking questions. That's awesome. That means I'm doing my job. Hopefully that means that I'm doing my job. All right, let's take a look here at the middling tool, and hopefully you guys are understanding how to utilize these tools, how to utilize these screens. Hopefully I'm teaching you guys something, because that's the whole point of these live streams. It's not just to give you guys free plays. Sure, that's great content, but I want to show you guys that you can do this yourself, and it's definitely more efficient than me just hopping onto a live stream and doing it, because one, I'm doing it for content, and two, I'm not available all the time to get plays in. So you guys are probably, if you can treat this like a full-time job, do it. 1000% do it. I have to manage a business on the side, you know? So it's definitely tough for me to be able to sit here and scope out all the value. Let's take a look here on middling opportunities. I don't think there's too many. But, ooh, Fliff, what are you doing? What are you doing? This actually looks very good. Curious. So there's always opportunities here on Fliff, like period. There always will be. And I don't know what they do. I don't know what their algorithm is. I don't know anything about that. I just know that whenever I load this up, the more sports, the better too. There's always opportunities. If you guys do not have Fliff, you're crazy. Use code DG Fantasy for 100% matchup to $100. There's not too many companies out there that are partnered with Fliff, so we're one of the few. So you guys can get that 100% matchup to $100 here if you guys would like to do that. But you just go down the line, man. A lot of people aren't used to reading sports books, so they really don't understand what all this means, and like understand why plus 230 line is just as good in value, if not better, than like a minus 120. Keep in mind, this isn't a fixed payout platform. So all we're doing is comparing to the market. So you can get this at plus 230 on Fliff, but you can get this at plus 180, which is significantly worse, and plus 200 on 2 other apps, Bet Rivers and FanDuel. So again, Fliff is clearly off here. So, but again, you can get a minus 200 line at minus 280 on FanDuel or minus 345 on Bet Rivers, which makes 0 sense. Like, why would you take that anywhere else but on Fliff? Like, this is a fantastic play. I already took this play. Took this play 2 days ago. But yeah, I mean, there's so many plays, man. So many plays. Could sit here all day and do that, which a lot of people do. Hot streak, pretty much the same thing. I wouldn't say as good as Fliff, but there's always opportunities. Also, if you do this right before lock here, before kickoff, usually there's a lot of value because a lot of people are hammering the overs on these plays, and the value is usually on the unders. It's like clockwork every single time. People are looking last minute to get in some plays. Casual sports bettors usually hammer overs. Yeah, so this Derek Carr line's very good on Jock Market. So we can try Jock Market. We can try Jock Market. Let's get the top 3 plays in. Top 3 plays. This doesn't have a web presence or a desktop presence, so unfortunately, we just have to big trust me here. Let's go ahead and get the Derek Carr under pass attempts. If that's still there, that's too good. 33.5, and then Schwarber under 1.5 total bases. You guys are not going to like that one. That dude's been crushing it. And then the last pitcher over 12. That's the 4th inning. That's not as good. Let's do, since there's such a big discrepancy, let's do Christian Kirk over 4.5 reception. No, it's not positively correlated. Let's do Rashad White under 3 receptions. Let's do that. That's what I'll do. I just don't like taking even props in 3-mans. Under. Oh, they're all unders. Yeah, they're all unders. Okay. All right. It's a good slip. All right, I think we pretty much attacked all the value, guys. Sleeper, yeah, never really too much going on there. Vivid picks, I would love to talk about vivid picks, man, but they just don't have too much value. All right, guys, I think we did well. What's going on, guys? Can you look at underdog correlation for OSU Penn State game? I mean, yeah, guys, we can't give out the correlation subs 24/7 like that, or else I would. Trust me, I would. There's a lot of good paying customers for the correlation tool. But otherwise, guys, I don't see any more questions. That's it. That's all I got for you. Thanks for tuning in. I will be live tomorrow, always sniping out the value. Again, there's no more value left on the board, at least from what I'm seeing. So I'm not going to force anything. Yeah, I took those plays. So with all that being said, let's cash. Talk to you guys tomorrow.
What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way, I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger?